Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word. I'm Alex, your friendly guide to the wonderful world of English vocabulary. Today, we're diving into a useful and common adverb, correctly. So, what does correctly mean? Simply put, it means accurately or in a way that is free from error. It describes how something is done, ensuring it's right and factual. Think about solving a math problem. You want to solve it correctly, right? That means getting the right answer. We use correctly all the time in everyday language. For example, please spell your name correctly on the form. Or, did you answer all the questions correctly in the quiz? It's all about accuracy. Now, let's explore some synonyms for correctly. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings. One synonym is accurately. We could say, the machine measured the ingredients accurately. Another synonym is rightly. For example, you rightly guessed the answer to the riddle. We can also use precisely. The clock shows the time precisely. And how about exactly? He followed the instructions exactly. Lastly, consider properly. The equipment was installed properly. See how each of these words conveys a similar meaning to correctly, emphasizing accuracy and being free from mistakes. Now, let's flip the coin and look at antonyms. Antonyms are words with opposite meanings. An antonym for correctly is incorrectly. For example, he answered the question incorrectly. Another antonym is wrongly. She wrongly assumed I was angry. We can also use inaccurately. The report inaccurately stated the sales figures. Another antonym is falsely. For example, he was falsely accused of stealing. And finally, consider improperly. The medicine was improperly stored. These antonyms highlight the opposite of accuracy and correctness, focusing on errors and mistakes. So, how can we use correctly in everyday life? Well, it pops up in all sorts of situations. Imagine you're giving someone directions. Make sure you turn left correctly at the next intersection. Or perhaps you're explaining how to bake a cake. You need to measure the ingredients correctly for the cake to rise. Think about school. The teacher wants you to write your essays correctly with good grammar and spelling. Maybe you're at work. The software needs to be installed correctly to function properly. It is vital in any situation to understand something correctly. Let's look at more examples of correctly in sentences and phrases. Can you pronounce this word correctly? She solved the puzzle correctly on her first try. Please fill out the form correctly to avoid any delays. The doctor diagnosed the illness correctly. He remembered the details correctly after all these years. If you follow the instructions correctly, you'll succeed. The program runs correctly on my computer. They interpreted the data correctly and made a valuable discovery. He spelled accommodation correctly on the test. I hope I understood your explanation correctly. Remember, using correctly shows that something is accurate, precise, and free from errors. That's all for today's episode of Hello Word. We've explored the meaning of correctly, looked at its synonyms like accurately, rightly, precisely, exactly, and properly, and its antonyms such as incorrectly, wrongly, inaccurately, falsely, and improperly. We also discussed how correctly is used in everyday language and saw many examples. Thanks for joining me. Before we go, I have a small request. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Hello Word and leave us a review. Your support helps other English learners find our show, and that would be fantastic. Finally, I have a challenge for you. Try creating your own sentence using the word correctly and share it in the comments section below. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Until next time, keep practicing and keep learning.